Hello students, today we are going to learn new chapter, that is chapter number 12, Ratio and Proportion. In this chapter, you will learn to state the meaning of ratio, find equivalent ratios, express ratio in the simplest form. State the meaning of proportion. Find the missing terms in a given proportion and solve problems using unitary method. Students, in our day-to-day life, we come across many situations where we compare two quantities of same kind in different ways. For example, Samir weight is 30 kg. His friend Amir weight is 25 kilograms. So, we can say that Samir weight is 5 kilograms more than Amir. We can also say that Amir weight is 5 kilograms less than Samir. This is known as comparison by finding the difference. Students, we can also compare the weight of Samir and Amir by division as 30 upon 35. Students, so we can say that Samir weight is 30 by 25 times the weight of Amir. We can also say that Amir's weight is 25 by 30 times the weight of Samir. Thus, we can say that the comparison of two quantities of the same or similar kind by division is called a ratio. We use the given symbol to express a ratio, which is read as is to. The first term of a ratio is called the antecedent, that is numerator, which means that precede. And the second term is called the consequent, that is denominator, which means that follows. Thus, in the ratio of 30 is to 25, 30 is the antecedent and 25 is the consequent. Students, you have to remember that a ratio is simply a fraction. A ratio is always expressed in its simplest form. If the order of terms in a ratio changes, then the ratio also changes. So now, let us solve exercise 12.1. Exercise 12.1, sum number 1. There are 20 girls and 15 boys in a class. What is the ratio of the number of girls to the number of boys? What is the ratio of the number of girls to the number of students in a class? Students, in this sum, we have to find out two ratios, such as ratio of the number of girls to the number of boys and ratio of the number of girls to the number of students in a class. Students, we have been given the number of girls, and the number of girls are 20. And we have been also given number of boys, and the number of boys are 15. Students, we have to find out the number of students in a class, as we have to find out the ratio of number of the girls to the number of students in a class. Students, we will get number of students by adding number of girls and the number of boys. Thus, adding 20 and 15, we will get 35. Thus, number of students in a class is 35. Students, we know that the first term of ratio is called the antecedent, which is nothing, numerator, and the second term is called the consequent, which is nothing, denominator. Students, in this sum, the given term 20 is antecedent and the given term 15 is consequent. Thus, in order to find the ratio of the number of girls to the number of boys, we have to write 20 on the top and 15 on the bottom. Similarly, to find the ratio of the number of girls to the number of students, which includes boys and girls, we have to write 20 up and 35 down. So now, let us solve sum number 1 and find out both the ratios after writing the necessary information given to us. Number of girls given to us 20. Number of boys given to us 15. Therefore, number of students in a class which includes both girls and boys equals to how much? Thus, number of students in a class is 20 plus 15 equals to 35. Now, let us find out the ratios. Sum A, ratio of the number of girls to the number of boys equals to number of girls upon number of boys equals to 20 upon 15. Students, now we have to reduce 20 upon 15 into simplest form or lowest term by their SCF. Students, the SCF of 20 and 15 is 5. So now, let us reduce 20 upon 15 by their SCF 5. Thus, reducing 20 upon 15 by their SCF 5, we get 20 divided by 5 upon 15 divided by 5 equals to 4 upon 3 equals to 4:3. Now, sum B, ratio of the number of girls to the number of students in a class equals to number of girls by number of students in a class equals to 20 by 35. Students, now we have to reduce 20 by 35 by their SCF. Students, the SCF of 20 and 35 is 5. So now, let us reduce the numerator 20 and the denominator 35 by their SCF 5. Thus, reducing 20 by 35 by their HCF 5, we get 20 divided by 5 upon 35 divided by 5. Students, now we have to divide 20 by 5 and also 35 by 5. Thus, dividing 20 by 5 and 35 by 5, we get 4 upon 7, which is equals to 4:7. Thus, the ratio of number of girls to the ratio of the number of students in a class equals to 4:7. Now, sum number 2. Out of 30 students in a class, 6 like football, 12 like cricket, and remaining like tennis. Find the ratio of number of students liking football to the number of students liking tennis, number of students liking cricket to the total number of students. Students, in this question, we have to find out two ratios. They are number of students liking football to the number of students liking tennis and number of students liking cricket to the total number of students. Students, so let us find out the ratios after writing the necessary details given to us and also find out the number of students liking tennis. Total number of students in a class is given 30. Number of students liking football is given 6. Number of students liking cricket is given 12. Therefore, number of students liking tennis equals to how much? Students, in order to get the number of students liking tennis, we have to find out the sum of number of students liking football and cricket, and then we have to subtract the sum we obtain from the total number of students in a class. So, let us add 6 and 12 and subtract the answer we obtain from 30. Thus, adding 6 and 12, we get 18 and subtracting 18 from 30, we get 12. Thus, number of students liking tennis equals to 12. Sum number 2. Solution A. Ratio of students liking football to the number of students liking tennis equals to number of students liking football by number of students liking tennis equals to 6 by 12. Students, now we have to reduce 6 by 12 into the simplest form by their HCF. Students, the HCF of numerator 6 and denominator 12 is 6. So now, reduce 6 by 12 into the simplest form. Thus, reducing 6 by 12 into their HCF 6, we get 6 divided by 6 upon 12 divided by 6. Students, now we have to divide 6 by 6 and also 12 by 6. Thus, dividing 6 by 6 and 12 by 6, we get 1 by 2, which is equals to 1:2. Thus, the ratio of students liking football to the number of students liking tennis equals to 1:2. Now, sum 2, solution B. Ratio of students liking cricket to the total number of students equals to number of students liking cricket by total number of students in a class equals to 12 upon 30. Now, reducing 12 by 30 into simplest form by their HCF 6, we get 12 divided by 6 upon 30 divided by 6. Now, dividing 12 by 6 and also 30 by 6, we get 2 upon 5, which is equals to 2:5. Thus, the ratio of number of students liking cricket to the total number of students equals to 2:5.